You apologize when someone bumps into you. You apologize for taking up space, for having needs, for existing in a way that might inconvenience someone else. And somewhere along the way, apologizing became so automatic that you stopped noticing you were doing it. That is not politeness. That is a psychological pattern, and it is costing you more than you realize. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover exactly which 5 things you need to stop apologizing for right now, why over-apologizing is a sign of something deeper, and the one shift that changes everything. Stay until the end, because the last point is the one most people never talk about, and it might be the most important thing you hear today. Welcome to MindFrame Lab, where we decode human behavior. Over-apologizing is one of the most overlooked signs of psychological damage from toxic relationships, difficult childhoods, or environments where you learned that your needs and feelings were too much. Research in psychology consistently shows that chronic apologizers have higher rates of anxiety, lower self-esteem, and are significantly more likely to attract manipulative people into their lives. Because people who apologize for existing send a clear signal. I don't believe I deserve to take up space. And certain types of people hear that signal very clearly. Number 1, stop apologizing for your emotions. Feeling angry, sad, scared, or hurt is not something that requires an apology. Your emotions are not an imposition. They are information. They are your nervous system accurately reporting what is happening in your environment. When you apologize for crying, for being upset, for needing reassurance, you are teaching yourself and the people around you that your inner world is a burden, that it needs to be managed, minimized, and hidden. The next time you feel the urge to say sorry for being emotional, replace it with nothing. Just let yourself feel it. The people who deserve to be in your life will not need you to apologize for being human. Number 2, stop apologizing for your boundaries. A boundary is not an attack. It is not a rejection. It is a clear statement of what you need in order to function and feel safe. And you do not owe anyone an apology for having needs. Notice the difference between these 2 sentences. I'm so sorry, I know this is annoying, but I really can't work late tonight. Versus, I'm not available tonight. The first is a person asking for permission to have a limit. The second is a person who knows their limit is valid. You don't need to justify your boundaries. You don't need to make them comfortable for the other person. You just need to state them. Number 3, stop apologizing for other people's reactions to your honesty. When you tell the truth about how you feel, about what you need, about what happened, and someone reacts badly, that reaction is theirs, not yours. If someone is angry because you were honest, that anger is information about them. It tells you that they preferred your silence to your truth. And that is not someone who has your best interests at heart. You are not responsible for managing other people's discomfort with your reality. Speaking your truth is not something that requires an apology, ever. Number 4, stop apologizing for taking up space. This one goes deeper than it sounds. Taking up space means having opinions. It means speaking when you have something to say. It means sitting in a chair without making yourself smaller. It means existing in a room without preemptively apologizing for being there. Many people, particularly those who grew up in environments where their presence was seen as an inconvenience, develop a chronic habit of physical and psychological shrinking. They speak quietly. They minimize their needs. They preface every opinion with, "I might be wrong, but..." You are not put on this earth to be as small and as invisible as possible. Taking up space is not something you need to earn. It is something you are entitled to simply by existing. And now, the one most people never talk about. Number 5, stop apologizing for outgrowing people. This is the one that costs the most because it involves real relationships, real history, people you have genuinely loved. But growth is not a betrayal. Changing is not abandonment. Becoming someone different from who you were, someone with clearer boundaries, higher standards, less tolerance for being treated poorly, is not something that requires an apology. When you grow, some people in your life will feel uncomfortable because your growth implicitly challenges them to examine themselves, and some people are not ready to do that. Some people need you to stay small so they can stay comfortable. That is not your problem to solve. You are allowed to become. You are allowed to change what you accept, what you participate in, and who you allow close to you. And you do not owe anyone, not your family, not your oldest friends, not anyone, an apology for becoming more fully yourself. The discomfort they feel at your growth is theirs to navigate, not yours to apologize for. At the beginning of this video, I told you that over-apologizing is a psychological pattern and that it is costing you more than you realize. Here is what it is actually costing you: your sense of self, your confidence, your ability to attract relationships built on mutual respect rather than tolerance. Every time you apologize for your emotions, your boundaries, your honesty, your space, or your growth, you reinforce the belief that you are too much, that you need to be less, that other people's comfort matters more than your reality. You don't need to be less. You never did. Stop apologizing for existing fully. If this video hit something real for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to MindFrame Lab. We decode human behavior every week. See you in the next one.